Welcome to Restoration Guru, online restoration videos. Now for the fun part, the design of the facility itself. First off, you'll need some space. You will want a minimum of 800 square feet for soft contents processing. You're going to need some breathing room. When designing your soft contents restoration facility, there are 3 key considerations. Number 1, efficient flow of goods. Number 2, prevention of cross-contamination through design. And number 3, location of current drainage and plumbing. You want your soft contents to move in a linear direction across your space. You don't want goods to cross back and forth between the different areas. This is important because it will increase the efficiency of your operation and decrease the likelihood of cross-contamination. As the soft contents enter your facility, they will first enter the contaminated zone. This is where the contaminated goods are stored, sorted, and pre-treated prior to restoration. In this area, you will want storage racks, a working table, and pre-treatment sinks. Next, the soft contents will move to the cleaning zone, where they will enter the preferred washing machine. The Asporta wash system installation requirements include a sufficient power supply, single-phase 208/240 volt on a 40 amp breaker, sufficient water supply, 1-inch hot and cold water lines, 3-inch floor drain for discharge, and a 75-gallon quick recovery hot water tank. And finally, ample room for machine installation. You will want 3 feet away from the wall on all sides of the machine to allow for servicing. And you will want 8 feet out front of the machine to allow for easy loading and unloading. Once the soft goods are cleaned, they're ready to move to the drying and finishing zone. Here you will have your commercial dryers, your drying room, and finishing equipment. We recommend that you check the specific installation requirements for the particular dryer you are installing. However, typical commercial dryer requirements include appropriate power supply, electrical, 208/240 volts, or natural gas plus 110 volts on a 20 amp breaker. Room for installation, 3 feet from the wall on all sides of the dryer for servicing, and appropriate ventilation to the exterior of the building. 4-inch to 12-inch diameter metal ducting. The real minimum size of a drying room is 10 feet by 10 feet. If you have a high volume operation, you will want a drying room that is at least twice this size. Your drying room should include the following items. Hanger rails on the ceiling. These will be used to hang garments on hangers that are intended to be hung. 3 or more air movers. These will be used to circulate airflow. 1 or more LGR dehumidifiers. To efficiently pull moisture from the air, you will need a floor drain or port to discharge collected moisture. A tube drying wall connected to an Airwolf air mover. 10 or more wire rolling racks. If you are operating in a cool climate, you may need a small space heater within your drying room. We do not recommend temperatures in excess of 90 degrees Fahrenheit when drying leather, as this can overdry them. Ensure that you have adequate lighting and electrical outlets in your drying room. For your finishing zone, you will want to have at least a 10-foot by 10-foot area dedicated to equipment. You will also want to have storage racks to hold finishing and packaging supplies. This area should be finished to present an image of sterility. Cover your walls with vinyl or poly wall coverings to make a great impression and to allow for easy cleaning. In this area, you will want to have a large working table for folding and packaging. It's great if this table is adjustable in height to accommodate different staff members. The power requirements for this zone are as follows. For your commercial steam iron, your boiler will need 110 volts and 1000 watts. The iron will need 110 volts and 800 watts. The vacuum board will need 110 volts and 1800 watts. The garment steamer will need 110 volts and 1300 watts. The shoe buffing wheel will need 110 volts and 1800 watts. If you are installing a form finisher, cuff and collar press, or utility press, it's important that you get the installation and power requirements from the equipment manufacturer. These are the key factors to consider for the design of your facility. It may be helpful to add little extra touches like signage or instructions for staff, but the tips that we covered will help get you on your way and operational.